Okay, so I went and saw The Hunger Games tonight, and I've already taken off all my makeup or whatever because the mascara was very itchy. So you can't see me look like a Capitol prostitute, which is what I went looking like. Anyway, if you have not seen the movie yet, turn this off and come back when you do. If you haven't read the books, because I'm going to talk a little bit about the book too, so if you haven't read that, you should probably not watch this either. So, that was enough of a dramatic pause. Alright, the movie was great. I loved it. It followed the book pretty accurately, in the sense that it did not leave out any scenes, really. There were maybe 2 scenes, I think, that they left out, which were kind of minor, but I guess kind of have, like, I don't know, kind of have some significance in the storytelling, but you can kind of get that from the book if you read it. There are only a couple things that they left out that bothered me. They didn't, like, Madge isn't a character in the movie. Now, I was originally upset about it, but now that I've calmed down after watching the entire movie, I'm over it. I mean, I would like it if she was there, but since she's not, it's whatever. They didn't accentuate, I guess, how much of an alcoholic Haymitch is. Like, they touched on it a little bit in the train, but not a lot. They didn't have him falling off the podium, which was one of the funniest parts in the book. They didn't have the Avox girl in, like, when they got to the Capitol, which was a little annoying, because I'm like, it kind of showed, like, it's kind of like she needs to be there, because she kind of shows the Capitol's cruelty and how they want to kind of express that, especially since, you know, there's another one in the second book, and I'm not going to get into that, because that's a whole different thing. And the other scene was, like, at the very end of the first book, like, when they're coming back on the train, Peeta and Katniss have this, like, whole scene thing, and they kind of touched on that just a little bit, but they didn't delve into it. So, the fact that they didn't delve too much into it kind of shows how they're telling the story as less of a love story and more of, like, I don't know, it isn't, like, it's kind of like a fight for survival type of thing, but it's more or less like they're telling it as just, like, a story, because it doesn't really come off as, like, a fight for survival kind of thing, except when they're in the actual arena. Now, the things in the arena were really good. That was, because it's, like, one of the most exciting parts of the book, so it was really good in the movie. I expected the Tracker Jackers to be larger than that, actually, but they were the size of regular, like, hornets or something. So, I mean, that's whatever. They didn't actually show what a Mockingjay looks like, so that was a little disappointing. They, like, the way they played the camera angles for when you're in the arena, like, at first it's like the camera's so shaky and stuff, so you feel like you're watching, like, Cloverfield or something, but I guess the way they did it, it's, you kind of feel like you're also in the arena, like, you're in a fight for survival, so you're kind of, like, on your, like, on the edge of your seat trying not to die because someone's coming after you. A funny thing they did, though, was how they played the careers, because in the books, you don't really think too much about the actual career groups, you just know they're, like, deadly and they're around. But in the movie, they, like, kind of played them up as, like, these popular high school kids, almost, that could also kill you, not just socially. But, like, they played up this whole, oh yeah, we're, like, a bunch of popular kids going around killing people type deal. And, I don't know, it was kind of funny. But, they did leave out Katniss getting the bread from District 11, so disappointment there. That was a little disappointing. Another disappointing thing is Peeta isn't naked when Katniss goes and cleans his clothes and whatnot. So that's another kind of disappointment. But it's something I can live with, I guess. Other than that, it was solid. I would give it a solid A. Especially for book-to-film adaptations, because a lot of them aren't that great. Because they usually leave out a whole bunch of stuff, and this one follows the book almost to the T. Just a little excerpts. Exceptions. I don't know why I said excerpts. Anyway, exceptions. But, another thing is they actually showed how Seneca dies, because in the book they don't really say, he just kind of disappears. And you actually don't find out he disappears until, like, the second book, so you actually find out how he dies or whatnot. And they kind of, like, the way they show it for the movie is, like, President Snow's very, not angsty, but you can see, like, his ways at the beginning, so later on, like, it's basically for people who don't read the book, so later on you can find, like, you understand why he's so the way he is. But I don't know, it was really good, so I'm just waiting on Catching Fire. I'm going to probably go see The Hunger Games a couple more times, but I'm waiting on Catching Fire so that I can finally see Finnick and get all these super intense scenes that happen in the second one. Because I imagine the second one will probably be longer because of all the stuff. So hopefully they follow it as closely as they did with this one. But overall, good movie. Go see it if you haven't. And if you haven't, I don't know why you're watching this.